Well, moving right along here with technology. Let's listen to this.
Almost every desktop computer, a hard drive is the workhorse of magnetic data storage. Each 1 or 0, which makes up computer code, is written and read onto a spinning disk as magnetic information. Now researchers have found a way to store that magnetic code in a fraction of the space. On a traditional hard drive, it takes around 60 million atoms to store a single 0 or 1. It's been considered pretty good until now, but researchers have found a way to magnetically charge individual atoms. This means the same 0 or 1 can now be stored on just 12 atoms. The use of scanning, tunneling microscopes allows scientists to see each atom and give it a magnetic charge. Take 8 of these blocks and you can record something like a text character. More blocks and the same atoms can store a word.
10 or 20 years ago, nobody could imagine that we would have today laptops, cell phones, and iPods. I think it's impossible to speculate what nanoelectronics will bring us in 10 or 20 years, but I'm sure it will change our world even more than the iPods we have today.
But for the moment, the technique has its limitations. It's only stable at minus 268 degrees Celsius. The scientists say they should be able to adapt the technique to work at room temperature. When they do, it could dramatically change the next generation of digital technology.
Ooh. Nano. Radical change. If we got time to make it that long. Mitt. What are you doing, Mitt? Anybody see this little exchange here? It's a shame we got what we got standing up there in the debates. And one of them is all the choice that we're going to get against Obama. It's like trading in a blue suit with a hole in the sleeve for a brown suit with a hole in the sleeve. You're still going to get a suit with a hole in the sleeve. In this case, just another puppet that'll do what he's told. He'll either be the same one or he'll have a different look and feel. Let's check this out.
There's been a recent defense authorization bill, which is a concerning provision, which applies to American citizens' indefinite detention for as much as material support for terrorism, which actually has been ruled can be so much as writing an op-ed in favor of someone. Some people would be concerned with your support for the MEK, which is a terrorist group out of Iran, People's Mujahideen of Iran. And so could you please...
my support for
your support for the MEK out of Iran, and does that put you in fact...
I don't... you have to tell me what the MEK is, and you say I support the MEK?
Have you heard of, or do you support the MEK?
I have not heard of the MEK, and so I can't possibly tell you whether I support the MEK, but I can. All right? But what is the MEK? Why would you think that I supported it? You said it's a terrorist group?
There's a terrorist group in Iran which is very violent. It's attacked civilians before. It's called the MEK, the People's Mujahideen of Iran. And if you look into it, some of your staff members, I believe, have made statements to lobby the executive branch to remove them from the terrorist list.
I'll take a look at the issue. I'm not familiar with that particular group or that effort.
Standard answer, huh? I'll take a look at it. I'm not familiar with it. Looks like he probably knows what's going on. Those young men may have hit on something. Or maybe not. This is absolutely unbelievable. And if that's really what happened, and somebody intentionally drove that close to where it shouldn't have been, showing off whatever the reason, They took that route before. They knew where the safe pass was. They knew where not to be and not where to go. This is inexcusable, unbelievable to say the very least. My prayers go out to all the people that got hurt and all the people that died. And I hope the captain and all his cohorts that played a part in that don't ever get out of the jail cell that I hope they put them in. Assad, Assad, Assad. What are we gonna do with you? You're not playing ball with them. I guess that's just the way it's supposed to pan out, isn't it, Basher? Is that the way they say your name, Basher? Well, you shouldn't be throwing rocks at Israel saying, if something happens, you'll do this. Because you know what happens if you do anything. Then you become the burden of Damascus. And behold, Damascus is taken away from being a city, and it shall be a ruinous heap. Well, Basher, I hope you don't come knocking, because that city will be no more. And then you can read the rest of Isaiah. The cities of Ar are forsaken, they shall be for flocks which shall lie down, and none shall make them afraid. The fortress also shall cease from Ephraim, and the kingdom from Damascus, and the remnant of Syria. They shall be as the glory of the children of Israel, saith the Lord of hosts. And in that day it shall come to pass that the glory of Jacob shall be made thin, and the fatness of his flesh shall wax lean. And it shall be as when the harvestman gathereth the corn, and reapeth the ears with his arm, and it shall be as he that gathereth ears in the valley of Rephaim. Yet gleaning grapes shall be left in it, as the shaking of an olive tree, 2 or 3 berries in the top of the uppermost bough, 4 or 5 in the outmost fruitful branches thereof, saith the Lord God of Israel. At that day shall a man look to his Maker, and his eyes shall have respect to the Holy One of Israel. And he shall not look to the altars, the work of his hands, neither shall respect that which his fingers have made, either the groves or the images. In that day shall his strong cities be as a forsaken bough, and an uppermost branch, which they left because of the children of Israel, and there shall be desolation. Because thou hast forgotten the God of thy salvation, and hast not been mindful of the rock of thy strength, therefore shalt thou plant pleasant plants, and shalt set it with strange slips. In the day shalt thou make thy plant to grow, and in the morning shalt thou make thy seed to flourish. But the harvest shall be a heap in the day of grief and of desperate sorrow. Woe to the multitude of many people which make a noise, like the noise of the seas, and to the rushing of nations that make a rushing like the rushing of mighty waters. The nations shall rush like the rushing of many waters, but God shall rebuke them, and they shall flee far off, and shall be chased as the chaff of the mountains before the wind, and like a rolling thing before the whirlwind. And behold, at evening tide trouble, and before the morning he is not. This is the portion of them that spoil us, and the lot of them that rob us. And Isaiah, he knew some things. He's telling you some things. Oh, Basher, you're going to get Damascus taken away. if you ever follow through. I still think they'll get him somehow. What they're doing now is not doing anything. He's just doing whatever he wants, and they're just letting it, making it look like they're in there looking around and whatever. But things still going on, so nothing changed, did it? But the only way they'll change it, if they want it bad enough, is to remove him, because he obviously doesn't want to do what they want him to do the way they want him to do it. So he's flipped him the bird, or else this is a big fake out. But it doesn't look like it is, because it's fitting right in with where we're going with Isaiah and Ezekiel and all the other things. I mean, just take a little bit of time, but you know, it's easy to forget about Syria, kind of, when you're looking at Iran and Israel, and, you know, Iraq, the war, Afghanistan, the war. These guys here kind of get hidden in the shadows, but they just hang around. Now all eyes are on Syria. Well, not all of them, but what they want you to know about the monitors going in, they get it in the press. So Basher, your day's numbered. Either way you go, ain't no getting out of it. And Mitt, well, what do y'all think of Mitt? I mean, I don't think we can trust a billionaire. That'd just be real smart, putting another, you know, elite into the office. But isn't that the way it goes? And are we going to find out before, during, or after that whoever the president gets to be, or remains if it's Barack, that they're all related? What are we going to find out they're like eighth cousins or something, like Cheney Bush Obama thing, you know? Was anybody vetting that and checking into their genealogy here of these candidates, or what? Or their relation to the royal? They would all be related to the Queen, wouldn't they, as they say Bush and Obama and such are. What great strides we make. Nanotechnology. A new kid on the block coming soon. You heard him say it would make iPads and all that stuff that we have now look like nothing. And they better get to the bottom of this. They better tell the truth about it. Because this is absolutely inexcusable. So that's my thoughts I had on those issues, and I just wanted to bring them out and see what everybody thought. So I'll let you all go. I'll talk to you soon. The earthquakes looked pretty calm. Well, not calm, but there were no sixes that I could see anywhere. Not this time. And the CME, I believe, is Venus was going to take a big blast from it. And I think I read that we may get a glancing blow. And I believe the date arrival would be about the 19th or something, I think is what they said. Other than that, and these wars and Phobos fallen, Phobos grunt, and the scientists in Iran blowing up, well, there's things to watch, that's for sure. But other than that, right now our concentration is on all of the above and then some. So I'll let you know if I see anything. God bless you all.